We have got Mushoku Tensei 1 to 3 and Mushoku Tensei Rock to Get Series 6 and 7. I've read the first one, 2. Actually, no, I might have read all 3 of the main series. Obviously, not the side story. I'm missing a lot of volumes. Main series is on like 18 manga volumes, so yeah, very behind on that. Mostly buying the second hands as such. I've been buying the light novels for Ben because he's interested in reading the series. It has a lot of concerning questions about the main character and how he acts towards women, girls even. Just because he's physically a young character, he does have the mentality of an older character from the previous life, and it's a bit gross at times. Anyway, we have My Boy 1 to 9 that is complete. It is about a old woman who sort of ends up helping look after, taking up a bit of a motherly role with this boy she meets. I am only, I'd say, halfway through the series. So far it's not been weird. I hope it doesn't get weird, because otherwise it's been really adorable and I've really liked it. Next we have My Brain is Different, Stories of ADHD and Other Developmental Disorders. And this is a one-shot. I really think I was going to say I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it, but it was a good read. I think there's a difference. So I myself have some mental health disorders that pop up in this volume, and I found it kind of interesting reading about them in a manga format, I guess, and other people's experiences going through and how they managed to live differently. It did take me a long while to go through. There's a number of stories in it, and I say I only managed to get through like a story or 2 an evening. Yeah, if you can see, there's a few stories, but I can only do 1 or 2 an evening, and everyone starts with here's the profile of the character, here's different diagnoses they've had, their age, gender, that sort of deal really. I would potentially recommend it, but go in carefully, I would say. My Coworker Has a Secret 1 and 2, that is complete at 2 volumes. That is it at 2 volumes. It's about a woman who works in an office and is a big Idol fan and hides it from her co-workers, and unfortunately a new co-worker manages to find out. And she's like, you have to keep it a secret, and then through a series of events they end up living together. I've still not read my volume 2. It was nice and cutely cheesy, I want to say. 2 volumes is kind of nice. I hope it wraps up nicely. My Dear Curse Casting Vampires 1, I thought this was okay. I wasn't massively sold on it, unfortunately. I was quite excited. So vampires sort of run amok and cause a lot of problems, and then there are these teams of people who fight vampires. And then for some reason there is this one vampire lady who also wants to hunt down vampires, and she gets attached to this human guy, and they kind of team up, and she gives like inside information. He goes out and fights vampires. Oh, there is another one. 1 and 2. Ben did this shelf. That's what I'm going to say. If it's messed up, I'm going to say Ben did it. Haha. And then we have My Cute Little Kitten 1, and I have not yet read it, but I think we've still got like another few months before the next one comes out, and I bought this like in 2022. I think it's a GL. That's again all I know. I have a lot more GLs than I realise as I go along. My Dear Friend Nakatan Volume 3, bought in the sale section, not read as I don't have any other volumes. My Dress Up Darling 1 to 9, I do think 10 is out, so I'm now behind. I like all the stuff where you learn about cosplays and how they make cosplays and the makeup and how it's all done. I do kind of wish that this character was a little bit older, because she's I think like 15, and she's wearing a lot of very sexual outfits. So we're not even just sexual outfits, a lot of the characters are from like porn games basically. I'm a bit behind on reading it, but it's such a pricey series nowadays. I can't bring myself to rush into picking it up anymore, so I've just not rushed into reading it either. My Father is a Unicorn. This was a one-shot. This was kind of cute, if not a bit odd. It was in one of my reading vlogs where this guy, his mum, marries a unicorn. Unicorn does also have a human-ish form. It's kind of cute. It is a nice one-shot. I did enjoy it. My Gently Raised Beast 1 to 4. Oh my goodness. I fell for this series this year. I think Yen Press sent me a volume. I want to say they sent me volume 2. Yeah, I think they sent me volume 2, and I had not yet read my volume 1 at that time, so I read 1 and 2 in a day together. I loved it so much. It is not an isekai, it's not a villainess, it's a fantasy. It's about this character here, Blondina, who turns out to be a long-lost princess. Her father, the emperor, whatever, finds her, brings her in. She has some half-siblings who don't really like her, and she befriends this little kitty who actually is able to talk and actually might be a bit more than a little kitty. She ages up fairly quickly-ish, and yeah, really enjoy it. Volume 4 had a moment at the end that makes me so mad that Ise Press are making us wait for Volume 5. Really enjoyed this one a lot this year. My Girlfriend is a Geek 1-3. I've not yet read, but I think I'm still missing Volume 4. It might be complete at 4, but I'm not sure. Very hard series to find. My Girlfriend's Child 1 and 2. I do think 3 might be out. I wasn't massive on this series, not because, again, I thought it was bad, just they're very sensitive topics. It's not overly jolly, and I just felt really down reading it, and I don't want to feel down when I'm reading. So that's mostly why I wasn't enjoying it. Lots of people love it, lots of people it's their favourite. That's absolutely fine, good for you. Just for me, I'm less interested in... Well, it's not that I'm less interested, just it depends on how my mental state is at the moment. At the moment in time that I'm reading, if I'm not in a good mental state, I can't read series like this without it messing with me further. So it's almost harder to read stuff like this because I have to be in the complete perfect state of mind where I'm just not gonna lose the plot from reading it, if any of that makes sense. So it's not bad. I do think it's like well written, and I think it's definitely a topic that's interesting to read in manga form because you don't see this sort of thing often at all. Just for me, it was a bit of a struggle. Not necessarily because of the topic itself, just because it was a bit sad, is what I mean. As with My Happy Marriage 1-4, that is up to date. What do you think of my little like stands and key rings? I really like these, and I wanted one for her, but they didn't have one. And then I found the keychain, and I was like, oh my god, I can dangle it off the lights, and it works so well. And I want to get so many more keychains. Oh my god, it's gonna become a problem. I love My Happy Marriage. It is such a good series. The anime this year has been airing. Watched the first episode in the Discord. Really good. This volume, though, made me really sad. It was like there was almost no happiness in it, and I didn't like it because of that. Like, I enjoyed the story and the characters, but this volume made me sad. And that it's going to be ages till we get another volume, so I'm not going to be able to see it resolve, and that irks me. But I do love them. I love them so much. I did start getting some of the light novels for Ben, because I'm interested in trying it myself. Also, the anime is really well done. So well done. Then we got My Hero Academia 1-17 and 18-35. It is another one where I'm up to date. There's some other volumes. I do enjoy My Hero Academia. I think I need to read a chunk of volumes together to appreciate it. This volume, I really liked this volume. Damn, like I was caught unawares by a few points, but I did really enjoy it. It does definitely feel like we are on the way to an ending. I don't know, I don't think it's ended in Japan, has it? I don't think so. I am a couple of volumes behind in reading. I think, actually, I'm not sure if I've read 35. Not sure, but I do at least have one more new one to read. Then we have My Academia Smash 1-5. That is complete. It is a comedy for coma that sort of runs alongside the main series. I don't know why it stops at 5, because I mean, it finished a couple of years ago, so it's definitely not up to date and covers the whole story or anything. It's okay. It is comedy and silly. If you like My Hero Academia a lot, you'd probably enjoy it, but I find it a little slower to get through than normal. Then we have Team Up Missions 1-3. I have really enjoyed this one as well. This is like random pairings in a situation to see how they handle it with their different abilities. I like that this is sort of ongoing. Got volume 4 at Christmas as well. Then we have My Hero Academia Vigilantes 1-13 and 15s. I am just missing 14 and then it's complete because this is the final volume in the series. I'm not very far into reading it. A lot of people seem to suggest that this is better than the main series. It's a lot more gritty, a lot more dark. I wouldn't know yet because I'm not very far in reading it at all. But it's interesting that it's complete at 15. I'm interested to see if and when that ties in, or like when does it happen for the main series, like all these big moments that are happening towards the end. That's what I'm interested in. My instant death ability is overpowered in this world. No one in this world stands a chance against me. 1. I'm gonna guess that this is the main character and this is a character he meets in this other world. Isekai. Not actually read it yet, I know it's an isekai and I've not read it. I'll probably get to it. It doesn't look amazing. It's okay. It's one where I'm like questioning, like what is this format? Like I have J-Novel Club manga, but this is like different, and also when you go inside it says published by Yen Press, so it's like, what's the difference? Does J-Novel Club not do their own printing anymore? What about like Ascendance of a Bookworm, a Realist Hero? What happens with those? My Isekai Life 1 to 4 and 7. I am very behind on this series. It's an okay isekai where he ends up with 2 classes. His first class is like Beast Tamer and everyone's like, oh, it's not very good. For some reason he can have a second one and it's like Sage and he's super overpowered. But because 2 classes is unheard of, people don't know he's got a super secret overpowered second class. He's also very like quite an emotionless character, which I do kind of like in series. I think it's more fun when they're a bit more like not creepy towards the women, basically. But I'm behind. 7, I don't even think is the most recent volume anymore, and I'm missing 5 and 6. My Little Monster 2, 3, and 8, not read. Been getting them secondhand, and I'll just continue that way, I think. My Love Mix Up 1 to 8. It is complete at 9 volumes, and I did get 9 for Christmas, so I'm going to try and complete it now. Binge it together is my intention. I only had read to like volume 3 before I learned it completed at 9, so I decided to hold off because I thought it'd be easier to read if I read them together. My Love Story 1 to 4 and 5 to 13, that is complete. I haven't finished reading it yet though. It took me ages to find one of the volumes. I can't remember which one. I think it was like volume 3 or something, and then I managed to find it secondhand. I'm hoping it's one of those shoujo beat series that's had reprints recently so other people can nab it as well. My Mate is a Feline Gentleman. Now, I got confused. I thought it was a one-shot because there's no numbers on the spines. It turns out it's not a one-shot, and there's another volume that's like just come out or is coming out. It is kind of like, is it Omegaverse? Except what the mate is a feline gentleman. He's like a cat boy. It was okay. I think I enjoyed it, but there were points where it was like, oh my god, why? Why did they do that? Did they need to do that? I'm going to move this for now. My lovey-dovey wife is Stone Cold Killer 1 to 3. I'm not today, I'm behind. It was okay. I'm not blown away. I'm picking it up secondhand now. A husband and wife get married before they've like dated or really know each other, and they're doing that sort of trying to get to know each other thing, and she's an assassin. It's, in theory, I thought it was going to be funny, kind of like Wait the House Husband, but it's not. It's just a bit cringe. My New Life as a Cat 1 and 2. I haven't yet read these yet, but cat cute. Okay, then we have My Next Life as a Villainess, and that's where I've moved this one. So we have the main series 1 to 7, On the Verge of Doom 1 to 3, and that is complete, and Girls Patch, which is a one-shot. So this is the main series. I do enjoy it. My first look into Villainess, my first look into an isekai with a female lead. Absolutely always recommend. It is a very slow release though. I think I actually got 8 at Christmas, but I mean it's usually like a year or 2 between releases. On the Verge of Doom is a 3-volume side story. So in the main series, she regains her memories of her past life when she's a child and realizes that actually she's being the villainess and she needs to change her life around so she doesn't get either banished or killed. Whereas on the Verge of Doom, she's kind of already in her teenage years and she's really close to being that happening to her. So she's on like the verge. It's about to happen. She's super close, but she has less time to change her life around. And Girls Patch is a series of one-shot chapters by different mangaka around all the different characters and just how much they love Katarina is kind of the premise. It's very cute. I keep managing to find it in sale sections, secondhand, World of Books, that sort of deal really. So I would avoid getting it in store because it's like $13.99. My repair skill became a versatile cheat, so I think I'll go open a weapon shop 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, that took me an age to read because why would they put the teeny tiny orange text underneath so I can't read it? It's okay. Booby women. he can repair stuff really well, so opens a weapon shop. It's literally the premise of it. It's okay. My roommate's at Dungeon Restaurant 1 to 4. Very behind on this, not read anything recently. Guy's apartment, one door goes into a dungeon, the other door goes into Tokyo. All these women from the dungeon seem to start living in his apartment. It's a bit weird. My Secret Affection 1 and 2, it is complete at 2 volumes. I've still not read my volume 2, so you're like, oh, that's nice and chunky. Yeah, because that's it. This is a really weird series in that it's more common for same-sex relationships in that same-sex relationships are more common than any other type of relationships, and she is in love with him and is trying to hide it because she'd be orchestrated for it, and it's so weird. And there's that panel. I just can't believe that's actually a real panel. I guess I really am heterosexual. It's just so strange. Such a strange series. I should really see how it finishes. My Poison Princess is Still Cute 1, sent to me by Yempress. This is adorable. I'd not heard of it. I didn't know what it was when it turned up at all. Yeah, it's about Poison Princess who ends up marrying the hero, Immortal Knight. And basically her poison keeps killing people when she's like unable to control it. And so she marries this knight who can't die. And she keeps poisoning him and killing him, but it's fine because he just comes back to life. And he is like absolutely smitten with her, absolutely loves her. It's so cute. And she wants to love him too, and she's just scared of like hurting him. They are kind of like 4 coma stories, but it is so adorably cute and lovely. And I'm actually going to keep picking it up because I did think it was just super cute. My special one, 1 to 4, is up to date. There's a lot of these idle high school romance stuff around there, isn't there? I like this one. Actually, I like a lot of them. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. I don't really understand idol culture, or not really into it myself, but I've enjoyed these like romances around it. And this is about this female character who's sworn off love because she was mocked once for a crush she had. This guy starts turning up to her family diner and getting food from them, and she does start to develop a crush on him, and even though she's like trying to violently be against it, she does. And it's kind of cute because he's super adorable. He's so adorable, and she's so adorable. They're both super adorable. I like it. Don't know how many volumes there are, if it's complete or anything, but My Senpai is Annoying 1 through 9. So yeah, very, very behind on this. It's like partially colour, which is kind of neat. Partially. It's always more colour than I remember it being. It is kind of an office-ish. I'm not sure romance is the right word. She kind of has a bit of, it's like a little crush on him, but very pricey, so I've just sort of picked it up in sale sections. I think this one was like $4 or $5.99 somewhere. Blackwell's maybe. I'm not rushing. It was okay. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes 1 to 4. I did love this to begin with, and then it took like 2-3 years for the latest volume to come out, and I've still not read it. Is an isekai. A whole class is isekai'd, and everyone's like, oh my god, the hero. But the guy that's been isekai'd with the class assassin has much better stats, but no one wants to listen to him because he's an assassin, and he ends up kind of running away because people, the royalty want to try and nab him or something. I don't know. I didn't really follow, and then it took years for a volume to come out, and I followed even less. As a light novel, maybe pick that up instead. My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked 1 and 2. I loved this so much. This was so wholesome and cute. It's like you read it at first and you look at it and you're like, oh, Cinderella type-esque. But actually it is so adorable. So there's some miscommunication, which I'm actually fine with in this. So at first this girl turns up, taken in by the main family after the death of her mother, and at first she assumes like they're gonna hate her, the stepsisters are gonna treat her terribly, but then actually they treat her really, really well, and they love her, and they're trying to be super kind and adorable to her, and she can't process it and just assumes actually it's just gonna be terribly worse, because she's like, child of a mistress must be a pain, and it's like almost aggressively kind and wholesome, and I just absolutely adore it, because this poor character is just terrified out of life. She's lost her family, and it's just this family have taken her in, and they're so kind to her, but You wouldn't expect it, and I love it. It's very expensive, buy it on sale. But I love it. My Wife Has No Emotions too, bought on sale. I don't have any more volumes, I haven't yet read it. My Youth Romantic Comedy is wrong as I expected at comic. This is the manga version, so the at comic I think is on the manga. Without it, I think it's the light novel. Like almost half the series I'm still missing. Not sure if 18 is still latest, there might be some more now. I don't think the colours show up as well on my camera as they do for realsies, but such nice vibrant colours. Such nice vibrant colours. Mysterious Girlfriend X1, not yet read it, bought it on sale for like £5. Then we have Nana, Volume 1, and a whole bunch more Nana. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21. So I am actually pretty close to having a clear run to 21. I'm missing 3, 6, 14, 15, 18, I think. There's still a few. Actually, I might have gotten a couple of them over Christmas in London, maybe. Though actually, I remember I did buy, I think I bought 18 and its RRP now says $8.99 and my heart broke a little. But it's fine because when they scanned it, it went through at $6.99. Ha 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 ha. This is such a classic shoujo series. I want to very read it badly. Just need to get the last few. This is another one that's had a nice big reprint last year, which is excellent. I hope they do keep doing these reprints. Though I don't think manga's as popular as it has been. I don't know if they'll keep at it as they have been. And then we have Nana and Karu 1 and 2. I am behind. I do think 3 and potentially even 4 might be out by now. This is published under the Faku imprint, which did slightly surprise me because I didn't think it was like that explicit. I understood that it was a lot of like heavier, like smutty topics. But I wasn't sure it like actually went that much into it. But I haven't yet read it, so I could be horrendously wrong. But yes. Also big chunkies. These are like 3-in-1s, I want to say. I think there's going to be 6 of these, which is quite a lot. Okay, so we have the Naruto shelf, and it is very nicely packed and can never move. So we have 1 to 72 of the main series that is complete. We also have 7th Hokage and Scarlet Spring one-shot, and Naruto Chibi Sasuke's Sharingan Legend 1 to 3 complete. As I said earlier, Naruto was one of the very first series I ever owned in my collection. It lived this and Love Hina. I had volumes 1 and 2, and I did slowly start to pick up the rest of the series. I remember being at university when it completed and having the last volume ordered to my halls. That was very sad. Do very much love Naruto. Rock Lee is my favourite character. I love Chibi, the Chibi series. It's such a shame that Sasuke is the only one that's had a physical English print. First one they did was Rock Lee and his ninja pals. I have watched all the anime. I even bought it on DVD for my sister because she loved it as well. We used to sing the theme song, the OP, the ED, the theme song. I don't watch much anime, you can tell. But I absolutely am devastated that they never physically published it. I'm crossing my fingers they still might one day. I don't know why they would, but still. Also, I believe they are doing a Boruto one. I don't know if that's still ongoing, but they did say after this they were on to Boruto. So I hope that also gets an English physical print. I love the stupid humour in the Chibi series. Next we have Natsume's Book of Friends 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 24, 26, 27, 28. I think 29 might be out, but I'm still missing a lot. I lost my absolute mind when my sister, who I try to encourage to read manga and anime when I can, and doesn't, when she told me that actually she had been reading this online when it was fairly up to date with it, and I just, considering she'd only really read One Piece, FMA, Naruto, her saying she'd also read this, like, it just caught me so unawares. I was like, what? So I really did try and pick up more of this, but damn, has it had a reprint? Will they reprint it? I don't know. But I wasn't that blown away with just reading volume 1, but if my sister's like up to date and read it, like we have fairly similar-ish tastes, so I need to get on that desperately, aggressively. As you can see, some of these are library copies. Then we have Necromance 1 to 5, that's complete. I haven't yet read it. Neon Genesis Evangelion, the first Omni and I think the 4th Omni. This one I got for £3 in Travelling Man. This one, I don't remember where I got it. Well, the books maybe? or Sci-Fi Daily Deals. Either way, it wasn't a bad price. Ben wants to read this, and I also want to read it. It's such a classic, and I don't know anything about the story of Eva, so I really want to read it. Then we have New Game 1 to 13, but without volume 10, though maybe I got it for Christmas. I adore New Game so much because it's one of the very first times I've actually seen what I do as a day job represented in manga, especially as a woman. Seeing women in computer science is just, I mean, it's such a rarity in itself, though it's becoming less of a rarity nowadays, which is wonderful. But seeing it in this, especially QA, there were so many moments in this where conversations were happening, and I'm like, I had that exact conversation last week. Making developers cry is a pastime. Then we have New Gate 1 to 10. I am now behind on this series. It's definitely way past 10. It's kind of a bit like Sword Art Online, but the story takes place at the end of the Aincrad arc, and for some reason the guy doesn't get out of the game. I think he's the only one, and also the NPCs start to become a bit more real, and yeah. Not read too far in it, but I have been enjoying it. Next we have Nichijou 1 to 11, a series that I had marked complete at 10 volumes, and then they released another one. How dare they? I want to read more of this. I've loved what I've read so far. It's wonderfully stupid humour, and it's silly and lighthearted and just really nice to read. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's great. Nicola Travelling Around the Demon World 4. This is the only volume I've got. Apparently Nisekoi is very cute. I would love to get more. It's hard to find though, unfortunately. Night of the Living Cat 1. Picked this up secondhand. I had been put off a little because I'm not big on this art style, but it's cats, so I was tempted enough. Nina and the Starry Bride. I have really enjoyed this series. Volume 1. It has kind of a very similar setup to Prince Freya in that a commoner on the streets is pulled in to take the place of a deceased royalty member, but she's got a bit of gumption to her, or whatever the word is. I think I'm preferring this to Prince Freya because I actually like some of the main characters. I think I've liked more the politics and the lore in Prince Freya more than the characters, whereas this one so far I'm liking the characters, which is helping. It's also very, very pretty. I think volume 2 has just come out. Then we have Nisekoi 1 to 25, including volume 8. How many years had I waited, had I hunted for volume 8, and then I found it. As soon as I found it once, it seemed to appear everywhere. So I did get this for 3 for 2 price on, I think it was Books Please, way back then. But also, I've seen it secondhand on World Books since. I've seen it on Amazon since. I've still not seen it in store, but I have seen it cheap online. So then I now do actually have a clear run of Nisekoi False Love, which is, oh my gosh. If you'd said that to me a year ago, I'd have cried. And then over here we have a random number 5, volume 3, which I think I got secondhand. It was like £4 or £5. It was cheap. It was cheap. But I haven't read it, I don't have any more. No Game, No Life 1 and 2. I don't think there are any more volumes. Very questionable series. Is an isekai, is very pretty, but there is a strange relationship between a brother and sister. And No Game, No Life Please 2 and 4, which is a spin-off. And these volumes are plastic wrapped. And I've not read these because I don't have volume 1. No Guns Life 1, 3, 5 to 13. 13 is the final volume, so almost complete if I can find 2 and 4. This was bought for Ben, but he hasn't wanted to start reading it till I get the earlier volumes for him. I'll probably just need to look for them secondhand, I think, at this point. I don't think it's like a reprint, getting a reprint or anything. No Longer Heroine 1 to 3. Did get 4 for Christmas. So up to date. I've not been a fan so far. I've not liked any of the characters. I don't like the characters where she's convinced her and her childhood friend are destined for each other, and he is dating other people, and she's like, it's fine, he'll come back for me, and it's, oh no, please don't do this. Please don't do this to yourself. No Longer Allowed in Netherworld 1. This was great. It's about a guy who's isekai'd, and literally all he wants to do is just die, and he keeps trying to find ways to off himself. Place where he's been reborn has it's in a church, and the person overseeing the church is trying to keep him alive and look after him, make sure he doesn't off himself. I kind of liked it. It was a bit more dark, it was interesting, it was fun. I'm very behind. I think there's like 4 out now. So I need to try and get the rest. Then we have No Matter How You Look at It, It's You Guys' Fault I'm Not Popular. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's a long series and I still have a lot of gaps. Like just over half of them, I think. A lot of them are on sale, they're secondhand. I'm not like paying crazy prices for all these. I mean, look how thin they are. I love the different colours. It's rainbow. It's pretty much as it says. She's not very popular and it's everyone's fault but hers. I haven't really read much further because I don't have many early volumes. I didn't get fall until recently. No Matter What You Say, Fujitan is Scary 1, 2, and 4. Haven't started reading this yet. All of these have been on sale or secondhand. Number 6, 1 to 9, that is complete. Mostly bought secondhand. I haven't started reading it yet. Then we have Noblesse. This is volume 1. This I picked up recently. It's a webtoon. I haven't read it yet. A lot of people say it's a really, really popular webtoon. And I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea for most things. If they're digital, I just kind of hope. Yep, I've not read it yet, but I really, really should. Then we have Noragami, 1 to 26. I think 27, oh, and Stray Stories 1. I think 27 is actually going to be the final volume. I haven't read my 26 yet, so I'm going to wait and read 26 and 27 together whenever that comes out, because I don't think 27's out in Japan. So I've probably got a little wait, but I'm going to read them together. I don't quite get how it's going to wrap in 2 volumes. I guess I'll see. And Stray Stories is wonderful, cute. It is just some side stories that are really like wholesome and cute. I don't know why they marked it 1 because there is only 1 volume. I got really optimistic there'd be more, but there isn't. Then we have Not Lives 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just need 1 and 4 to be complete. Completes at 10. As you can see, a lot of them were bought for $2.99 in the sale section in Leeds. Just need to track down the last 2 that I need. Not So Wicked Stepmom Volume 1. I loved this. This was one sent to me by Easy Press. They actually sent me a couple of copies. I then gave my spare one to Liddy Moon. Really liked it. It's Isekai. She's reincarnated as like the evil stepmother, but she is obsessed with her stepdaughter and is just trying to look after and care for her and be a good like motherly figure, and it's just adorable. I got the second one for Christmas and it was just as good. Would recommend. Not Your Idol 1 and 2. I did enjoy it, but it is on hiatus unfortunately. It has been for a very long time. These were bought for me by Himika years ago in our very original box swap. I don't know if anything's changed on the status of the series. Then we have Now Loading, which is a GL one-shot, apparently to do with video games, but I haven't yet read it. NPCs in this village sim game must be real 1 to 4. I'm up to date. Great series, a bit weird. It's about a guy who plays a game and the characters in the game feel a bit too real and he kind of has to look after them as their god, and he can spend microtransactions and real money to help look after them. And it's kind of helped him become a better person. Like, he started to work a job, he leaves the house to earn money to be able to look after this village. So even though he ends up spending a lot of his money on the game, he himself has started to improve as a person, which is great. Next we have Omniscient in Your Savage Season 1 to 8, and this is I love this series. I love the series a lot. It is sort of a coming of age, I feel like a more realistic depiction of high school girls, for sure, and their kind of changes in how they feel, what they feel, the body changes, stuff like that. And I loved it. And also Rainbow, which very much helps. Then we have Oh My Goddess 1 and 3. Both of these bought on sale. I think I genuinely paid like £6 for the first one. Third one is unfortunately a library copy and it's got like stickers on it and there's like a sticker covering it. And I need to get these off because it's covering the title, but I'm a bit nervous. I might need to get like a scalpel. I'm not sure yet. I haven't yet read it. There's like 6 omnis, I think, to make it complete. I'm really hoping to try and find the other omnis for a similar price. Then we have Old Fashioned Cupcake in there. I do only have this volume for now. I haven't yet read it. It's plastic wrapped though. Why is it plastic wrapped? Then we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint 1, which was, again, kindly sent to me by Yempress. Yempress are amazing. Some people had said that this was like the Ben Isekai, and I was like, why is it the Ben Isekai? Basically, a guy reads a light novel, and it's a very long light novel, and he's been reading it for like over a decade, and it finally finishes, and he's still the only one that's reading it, and at the very end, he gets the last chapter, and he gets like he leaves a message, or he gets a message from the author, and they're like, thank you for reading, I'll give you a thank you present that'll help you in the coming days. And he ends up getting like a digital copy of the whole story, and for some reason the story gets taken down from the site he was reading it, but he gets a digital copy, and then at that very moment the story starts to happen for real. Like, monsters appear, and it happens, except he knows what's going to happen, and he can use that knowledge. Which is really neat, really interesting. I did really enjoy it. I don't think it's not actually an isekai, because he's not gone anywhere, but still, I would recommend this one. I enjoyed it. I'm going to make Ben read it as well when he starts reading manga again. Then we have Honoroof 1 to 3. So I got a bit confused because I read that it completed at 4 volumes, and then in the back of volume 4, which I actually bought last week, it does say at the back, continues in volume 5, and I'm like, is there a volume 5? Someone in the Discord said that there is like extra story, but it has like a different title, I think? I wonder if Tokyo Pop will just continue to publish it as is, or if there was a typo in the back of the volume, or what. So I'm very confused. How many volumes are there in Honoroof? Because Tokyo Pop doesn't seem to know. I did like it. I actually read it on the train down to London when I went last week. It's a BL-ish between these guys. This guy is helping manage a startup for a game, and this guy works at this company, and they're trying to make a game to help market what they do. So they don't make games, but they're trying to make a game that helps promote their stuff, and they decide to bring on the team. So now they're working in the same building. One More Step comes Stand By My Side, and this is a one-shot. It is a one-shot of a collection of stories. So they're sort of just a selection of unrelated stories with, like, key moments, I think. This was, again, sent to me by Empress. There's a cluster around here, isn't there? I actually wasn't a fan. These stories tend to be quite melancholy, in my experience, and as I've said a few times, it's just not my kind of thing. I do think it's not the stories are bad. I didn't enjoy it. None of them were overly happy, I want to say. Yeah, I'm not sold on this. Lots of other people have been. So again, I think that's just a not to my taste kind of story. Right, then we have One Piece. We have 1 to 21, and also Pirate Recipes by Sanji. 1 to 21. 22 to 63 in there behind Zoro. 64 all the way to 103. And I do know 104 is out because it's on my shelf on the other side of the room because I got it in London. So that is up to date with One Piece. I also have One Piece 1 to 3 in French that a friend gifted to me many years ago when I was doing my A-levels. I love One Piece. I love One Piece as much as I love Komi. It was probably the thing that like really got me into manga when I started picking this up. I'd say I got up to date with the series at volume 63 in 2012, and I think before that I'd say about 40 of the volumes that I picked up I managed to pick up for £2 a piece in a store that was nearby me. Fortunately that closed many years ago, but it was really nice. I managed to sweep up a large amount of this series for pretty cheap, and I'd go like on my way home from school, I'd pass by the store to see if they had any new ones. Sometimes the lady even put them aside for me. It was very nice. But they were also brand new. Some of them came with stickers and little posters and stuff. I don't know what's happened with those necessarily, but it did mean that I read completely out of order. They didn't get them in order or anything. So the very first One Piece volume I ever read was volume 24. Then it was volume 28, then 30, then 38, and then 56. For the longest time, I think they were the first few I had, and then I did start getting some more random ones, and then when I couldn't find them for Love No Money, that's when I started to learn of 3 for 2 in Traveling Man and Forbidden Planets. I love One Piece so much. I feel like the Wano arc has unfortunately been, I've struggled to get through it a little just because reading them between gaps, especially because we've been in a fight since like volume 99 or something. So the last 5-6 volumes it's just been fights. I do really want to go back and reread the whole arc together because I think I'll have enjoyed it way more. Oh gosh, and 103, so good. Also, I just realised we hit 100. We hit 100. That's crazy. I remember reading volume 100, I think just after we got the cats. It was like the night of when we got the kittens, and we were trying to get them acclimatized to the house and us and the litter tray and everything. That's what I read. And down here we have One Punch Man 1 to 25. I'm not sure if I'm behind now. I'm not sure if 26 has come out. I can't remember. I have stopped reading these because I want to read a few together, because I like One Punch Man, but it's another one that I think suffers from big gaps between volumes and then big fights, and it gets confusing. I also like, why have they done like some random volumes which have like scenes that connect? Does that one connect? No. Why? What is that? Just why? Then we have Ooku 1 to 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I am only missing volume 14. Can't seem to find 14. I don't know why. I think other people are struggling to find it too. Don't know, does it need a reprint? Will it have a reprint? It had an anime this year that seemed to be very hype. I got all my volumes, I think, from Traveling Man. They were almost 3 for 2 price. Why is some of them plastic wrapped? What happens to make it plastic wrapped? This is a very, very hyped series. I am looking forward to actually getting into it when I can find the missing volume. Then we have Satoshi Kon's Opus, which is a one-shot. I haven't read it. Ben has. Ben liked it. I really should. Then we have Orange Omnis 1, 2, and To You Dear One. So I have actually potentially picked up the box set, so I'm going to get rid of these or do a giveaway with them. I think a lot of people are, to be fair. I got it for an excellent price, the box set. It was like £26, so I'm quite happy. And then finally down here we have Oresama Teacher 1 to 9, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 22, 23. I think it's complete at like 30-ish volumes. These have all been secondhand, but I'm still way off because I don't want to pay crazy prices. Haven't started reading it yet though. I think it's like bad student goes to a school to help with bad students. That's the limit of my knowledge. I think this has been the quickest shelves so far because it's got such big series like Naruto, One Piece, and One Punch Man, and Noragami. Hey! Thank you so much for watching part 10 of the manga collection tour. Remember to like and subscribe this video, and I will see you next time in part 11.